Hello everybody, so we are at Vacheron Constantin in Plan-les-Ouates, Geneva, and I'm very happy to welcome our friends from Watchonista. And we are going to talk a little bit about Vacheron Constantin Les Collectionneurs, which is our selection of vintage Vacheron Constantin timepieces. And this is a very exciting project I'm very happy to present. Our idea is to create a kind of a collection of unique vintage Vacheron Constantin timepieces that we are offering through exhibitions and events in our boutiques selected around the planet. So in this offer we are presenting iconic or emblematic, wonderful Vacheron Constantin watches from different eras and different types of watchmaking. So in a nutshell, we have two types of watches that we are selecting. Pocket watches from the 20s, simple or very complicated, beautiful examples of Art Deco timepieces. And also when we speak about complicated pocket watches, we are talking about striking watches or split-second chronograph, things like that. So very unique, interesting timepieces, very often with beautiful enamel dials. When we go to wristwatches, we have different kind of wristwatches that we are selecting. So simple watches and let's say mid complications. For Vacheron Constantin, it really makes sense to speak about chronographs. Our maison is very famous for its chronographs. And calendar watches, like, for example, this very beautiful stainless steel complete calendar from 1945 that I have on my wrist. In addition, we also have some fantastic high complications. I'd like just to show this fabulous reference 4261, which is a minute repeater, ultra thin, from the 40s. We did less than 40 minute repeaters from the 40s up to the 60s, and all of them are really absolutely fabulous watches, fantastic design, a design which is still very contemporary. So that's really, I would say, maybe the nicest example of the kind of watches that we're offering through the collectionneurs. When we speak about simple watches, I'd like to explain that we are selecting very precisely the type of or the style of watches that we are looking for. So obviously we are looking for watches that are around 34-35 millimeter and designs from the 50s and the 60s in particular, because these are two decades in which style and design were especially creative and interesting. But we are offering through Les Collectionneurs wristwatches from the 20s up to the early 70s. And it's interesting to mention that we are also interesting not only our clients that already have one or several Vacheron Constantin, but in addition, young collectors who are really looking for vintage dresses as well. So it's a great introduction to the world of Vacheron Constantin. First of all, I spoke about the way we are selecting these watches, but it's interesting to talk about how we are able to identify them and to authenticate them. So we have the great chance to have archives from the very early years of the maison, and so we are able really to trace every watch that we are looking for by identification of the case number and movement number. We are always controlling the origin of each timepiece, and we are restoring these watches according to the original state of the watch. So for example, if the dial has been changed, so we will even replace the dial by the original one and or redo the original one. So we really take great care about the authenticity of each model that we are offering through the Les Collectionneurs. As we are in the heart of the manufacture, we also have a restoration workshop in which we have specialists, watchmaker, case makers, jewelers who are really able to work on every aspect of each timepiece. So this is all the watches that we are presenting are totally restored in-house by our specialist. And we also are offering a 2 years guarantee for each Les Collectionneurs timepiece, which is exactly the same kind of guarantee that we are offering for modern and regular, if I may say, watches that we are selling.